What really happened after that emotional moment everyone thought they understood? And why are so many details still hidden from the public eye? Could it be that what fans witnessed was only a fraction of a deeper, more complicated story that unfolded behind the scenes? Before you scroll any further, ask yourself this. Are you ready to uncover a side of Jungkook that few have ever seen, and truths that were never meant to surface? If this story pulls you in, don't forget to like, comment your thoughts, and subscribe to stay connected with every hidden story that the world tries to overlook. In the world of global superstardom, where every smile is analyzed and every tear becomes a headline, moments of vulnerability are rare, fleeting, and often misunderstood. Jungkook, known not only for his extraordinary talent, but also for his composed and resilient persona, has always carried himself with a quiet strength that fans admire. But on that particular day, something shifted. Something broke through the carefully maintained image, revealing a glimpse of raw emotion that left millions of people stunned, confused, and deeply moved. The moment itself was simple, almost too simple to explain the magnitude of the reaction it caused. A pause, a change in expression, a subtle trembling that turned into something undeniably real. Fans watching from afar felt it instantly. It wasn't just sadness. It wasn't just exhaustion. It was something deeper, something layered. Something that hinted at a story far beyond what the cameras captured. But what happened next is where the real mystery begins. Behind the stage, away from the blinding lights and roaring crowds, the atmosphere reportedly shifted dramatically. What the audience saw as a brief emotional moment was, according to whispers among insiders, only the beginning of a chain of events that few have dared to talk about openly. Jungkook, who is often described as someone who internalizes his struggles, did not immediately return to his usual composed self. Instead, there were moments of silence, moments where even those closest to him seemed unsure of how to approach him. Was it pressure? Was it exhaustion? Or was there something more personal, something that had been building quietly over time, waiting for the right, or perhaps the wrong, moment to surface? These questions began circulating almost immediately, but answers remained elusive. The lack of clear explanations only fueled speculation, turning a single emotional moment into a topic of intense curiosity and concern. Those who were present behind the scenes described a tension that lingered long after the cameras stopped rolling. Conversations became quieter, movements more careful, as if everyone was trying to navigate an invisible line. Jungkook himself reportedly withdrew for a short period, not in a dramatic way, but in a manner that suggested he needed space to process whatever he was feeling. This alone raised even more questions. For someone known for his professionalism and ability to push through challenges, this pause was unusual. And yet, perhaps that is what made the moment so powerful. It reminded everyone that behind the global icon is a human being, someone who experiences the same complexities, pressures, and emotional weight as anyone else, but under a spotlight that never turns off. The hidden truth may not be a single dramatic revelation, but rather a collection of small, deeply personal struggles that finally converged at one point in time. Some fans began to revisit past moments, searching for clues that might explain what happened. A slightly tired expression here, a quieter than usual response there. Were these signs that something had been building? Or were people simply trying to make sense of something that cannot be easily explained? The line between reality and interpretation became increasingly blurred. What makes this story even more compelling is the silence that followed. No immediate clarification, no detailed explanation, just a gradual return to normalcy on the surface. Jungkook appeared again, smiling, performing, interacting with fans as he always does. But for those who witnessed that emotional moment, something felt different. Not in a negative way, but in a way that added depth to how they saw him. Could it be that this moment, rather than being a sign of weakness, was actually a reflection of strength? The ability to feel deeply, to be vulnerable even in the most public of spaces, is not something everyone can do. And yet, in a world that often demands perfection, such moments are quickly hidden, glossed over, or forgotten in favor of maintaining an ideal image. There is also the possibility that the true story is far less dramatic than people imagine. Sometimes, emotions are simply emotions. They don't always come with a clear explanation or a dramatic backstory. But in the case of someone like Jungkook, every emotion is amplified, every moment dissected, turning something personal into something public. Still, the question remains, what really happened after that moment? Did Jungkook find clarity? Or did he simply move forward as he always does, carrying whatever he felt quietly within himself? The absence of a clear answer is what keeps this story alive, what keeps people wondering, searching, and feeling connected to a moment that felt so real. In many ways, this hidden side of the story reveals more about the relationship between an artist and their audience than it does about the artist alone. Fans don't just watch, they feel, they empathize, they try to understand. And when something doesn't add up, when something feels incomplete, they hold on to it, hoping for a piece of the truth that makes everything make sense. But perhaps the real truth is not something that can be fully uncovered or explained. Perhaps it exists in that fleeting moment itself, in the raw emotion that didn't need words, didn't need context, didn't need a clear narrative. A moment that reminded everyone watching that even in a world of carefully crafted images and controlled performances, there are still instances of genuine humanity that break through. As the story continues to circulate, evolving with every retelling, one thing remains certain. That moment left an impact that goes beyond curiosity or speculation. It created a connection, a shared experience that fans continue to talk about, not because they fully understand it, but because they felt it. So what do you think really happened behind the scenes? Was it something deeply personal, something professional, or simply a moment of overwhelming emotion that needed no explanation? The mystery remains, and perhaps that is what makes it so powerful. The silence that followed that moment did not fade as quickly as many expected. Instead, it lingered in subtle ways, like an echo that refused to disappear completely. Even as schedules resumed and performances continued, there was an almost imperceptible shift in how Jungkook carried himself. It wasn't something obvious enough to spark immediate headlines, but for those who had been watching closely for years, it was enough to raise questions that refused to settle. Was it just the aftermath of an intense emotional release? Or was it the beginning of something deeper, something that would slowly reveal itself over time? Behind closed doors, the conversations reportedly became more intentional. Not louder, not more dramatic, but more careful. The kind of conversations where words are chosen with precision, and silence often says more than anything spoken out loud. Those who were part of that environment seemed to understand that whatever had happened was not something to be rushed through or dismissed. It required space, patience, and perhaps most importantly, understanding without pressure. Jungkook, who has always been known for his dedication and almost relentless work ethic, did not suddenly stop or withdraw completely. That was never his way. Instead, he continued, but with moments that felt slightly more grounded, slightly more introspective. There were instances where his gaze seemed to linger a bit longer than usual, as if he was processing something internally, while still fulfilling every expectation placed upon him. Fans began to notice these subtle changes, and naturally, interpretations started to form. Some believed that the emotional moment had been a turning point, a quiet realization that even someone as strong as Jungkook cannot carry everything indefinitely without it surfacing. Others felt that it was simply a reminder that growth often comes with moments of vulnerability, and that what they witnessed was not a breakdown, but a breakthrough. But then new whispers began to circulate. Not loud enough to dominate headlines, but persistent enough to keep the curiosity alive. There were mentions of a conversation that took place shortly after the incident, one that was described as deeply personal and emotionally charged. No one could confirm the exact details, and perhaps that is what made it even more intriguing.